Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Ross here, and today we're going to take a look at the North Carolina. The North Carolina sits at tier 8 in game and is right after the Colorado and right before the Iowa. Now, the North Carolina class battleship was actually the first battleship to be completed since the failed South Dakota class, or not necessarily failed South Dakota class in the 1920s, but incompleted South Dakota class, which was abandoned because of the Washington Naval Treaty. Now, the North Carolina class was originally supposed to go 30 knots and was America's direct response to the Japanese Congo battleship. It was originally supposed to have 12-inch guns as well. This was later changed by the Secretary of Navy to reduce its top speed from 30 knots to 27 knots, increasing the caliber of guns, or not caliber, but the diameter of guns from 12-inch to 14-inch guns, and was originally drawn up to have 12 14-inch guns inside all these turrets. Now, again, that was changed yet again as the ship was being built to increase to 16-inch 45 caliber guns, and this was because the Japanese were not obeying the Second Naval Treaty of London, and so America initiated the escalation clause of that said treaty and increased the caliber or diameter of the guns on the battleship. Now, this was actually succeeded by the South Dakota class as well, which is a little interesting that the South Dakota class was the originally planned one to be before the North Carolina, and then actually was the class that came after the North Carolina. Now, the North Carolina had some problems initially with engine problems and never was able to really achieve top speed until after a lot of different modifications, but that was actually solved by the South Dakota class. Now, some things about this in-game, it does have the 16-inch 45 caliber guns on board. It reaches out and touches somebody from 23 kilometers away. You can increase that to 27 if you get the upgrade for 16-inch, or the 16% increase to main battery maximum firing range. But I would recommend increasing your AA firing range by 20%, as at tier 8 you're going to be seeing lots of aircraft carriers with lots of aircraft. So hopefully you can shoot them down when you have that increased range. You can also get the captain skill, which increases the range as well, and that's a 40% increase to range, and hopefully you tear through all those torpedo bombers and dive bombers before they ever get to drop their loads. Loads. But nonetheless, let's get into game and see how this does, and we'll see how she fares on the water. So in battle here, fully upgraded North Carolina, rounds already initially out, set of fire, critically damaged, and that was just my initial volley with HE. I have to say, sometimes firing HE at distance is actually really good. I know a lot of battleship captains will disagree, just, oh, fire AP all the time. But there is definitely certain times where a ship might be angled at a certain way or at really max distance where you might not be able to penetrate as much. Taking those HE shells and firing definitely can pay off. Now, my team has already said that we're going to meet up in the northeastern corner. And actually, this is a really good example of also good teamwork, not just also the capability of North Carolina. But shots out in the Congo. You can see, hit the Citadel right there. You can see how accurate these shells can be. And another 14,000 on top of that. So 2 Citadels and 4 hits. And that's just like from one complete volley. Now, this is a little bit dangerous right here, but this is also why I have these 20% increase to guns for my AA, is I can shoot those planes. You know, I only shot one down so far, but right now I'm also showing broadside to that left side. Now, I don't necessarily know in game if I really paid attention. Like, I'm looking right there. There is one battleship that can see me, and more than likely 2 that can fire on me. And there's another Citadel. Oh gosh, just lovely. 2 more planes shot down. So I got a Citadel on that cruiser there, and now we're gonna change sights onto this Atago. Man, I really do hate Atagos so much. Oh gosh, the amount of people that have them right now, and they are just literally annoying when you used to see like 8 Atagos out there. I know it's not never 8, but nonetheless, it is kind of annoying to me. But, you know, shots out on him, and, yep, splish splash all over the place. But look at these torpedoes. There's this first set of torpedoes, and this is also why you need to change your speed and direction constantly. And here's another set. Look at this, and I'm going to be able to get this little beauty in between all these torpedoes. But this is just because I constantly am changing my position and changing my speed. But now I have a destroyer that is danger close right here, 5 kilometers off my port bow, or port side, and my secondaries is actually lighting them up right there. That's the base defend ×2 and the critical damage. But this destroyer, like, he has to kill me. But the one thing as a battleship, what you want to do is you want to turn away from destroyers. You don't want to turn into them. You don't want to close your distance with destroyers. I mean, yes, your secondaries can kill them, but more than likely, it's just going to give them an increased chance of firing torpedoes at you. If you go at a sharper angle and you kind of make yourself more narrow of a target, you can get away. Now, as you can see right here, I'm about to hit land. You can hear the land warning, but I have already changed my direction and everything, and all these torpedoes are going to go floating on by. Now, I didn't change my stuff to HE, or my shell type to HE, and that is probably a mistake right here, and I'm trying to wait. I'm trying to wait for the good opportunity to fire. There's the damage, and I still had another freaking 2 shots to go, but I survived, and that's really all that matters. So far we have 5 criticals and 3 citadels. Moving on to yet another freaking cruiser, and here are some more aircraft. Now you can see here I'm putting max left rudder or port rudder into effect, and this is a turn into it, and you can see that myself as well as some of my teammates are chewing into this aircraft, and then boom, 3 done, and then also the cruisers helped me out there definitely, but that torpedo bomber never even got a chance to freaking launch his torpedoes. And now chewing into the dive bombers as well. And I can't express how important it is for cruisers to support your battleships. Yes, battleships have a lot of AA, but we do not have the cruiser ability, the AA ability that the cruisers do, which helps the battleships out greatly because it affects the accuracy and then also how long it takes to aim for the torpedo bombers and dive bombers. And it definitely has saved me many, many times when I have a proper cruiser screen. Now I'm firing on this New Mexico and failing. You know, can't always show the, the good stuff, right? You know, gotta show the bad stuff sometimes as well. But got one more hit, and that's the more bad stuff, is I was right there, I teed up against him, and he got a citadel. And that's just my fault right there. I should have kept on, traveling forward, but I turned and, yep, set myself up for failure. Firing on another battleship, got torpedo bombers inbound yet again, turning into them yet again as well. And shots landing up. There's another citadel, 17,000 damage gone, and chewing through those freaking torpedo bombers like Swiss cheese. Yummy. Now, we are winning here in 673, 502. They have 3 battleships, a carrier, and a cruiser left. And I'm going to fire on this Nagato here again. Let's see if we can get yet another citadel. Now, citadels and battleships sometimes are kind of, how you can say, you miss them. You get like 8,600 right there. You kind of hit all the same spots, but, RNG just, doesn't love you that day. Now, I'm not doing something wise right here. You can see that I'm presenting more of a broadside myself, and there I get citadel myself. I don't necessarily know why I did that, but nonetheless I did it. And now they're actually doing the right thing here. They are angling themselves, and so thus making it harder for me to hit. But this is also showing the good side of a battleship as well. You can see that me angling. He did take out the turret, but it really didn't do any damage. And here comes more incoming rounds, and nothing. Like, no damage right there. Like, a 4,000 total damage for all those rounds. And you can hear the more rounds is bouncing right off. Oh, hello, carrier. Welcome. Welcome to my 16-inch guns. Let's see how you do. So, I'm going to fire. And fire again. Is that on target? Oh, that looks... And I am firing AP, but you can see right there. Boom. Got a freaking citadel. We're going to wait for this reload here and get another round downrange. Get a heal off because I was an idiot and got citadel. And that's one thing you really do need to pay attention is you need to pay attention to that angle that you're presenting your battleship foes. And you really need to pay attention all the time to it. And more rounds downrange on the carrier. And here comes more dive bombers. And, oh, there goes the carrier. Another citadel. So that makes 6 citadels now so far in the game. Now, I really don't have that many kills in this game. There's only it's 1 kill rate so far, but I'm just dishing out damage left and right. And I'm not even dishing out that much damage. It's not the most damage I've ever done in the game either. But nonetheless, I mean, this is the strength of a battleship and strength of the North Carolina. is when you are properly angled and you are taking in all the information that the battle is presenting you, you can definitely freaking have some really good games. And it's not always about getting the kill shots. Like, I do not have a very high kill death ratio, but that's because I freaking take into account what is, you know, the most dangerous target at the time, and also where my shots go. And there's another Citadel and Confederates. That means that 6 targets I have hit, and I've dealt a substantial damage to each one of them. And, you know, that's what your role as a battleship, is to put those rounds downrange. And this is a stupid move right here. My gosh, what am I doing? High caliber. That's another good reward. And yeah, that I lost some health there. And this is a stupid shot that I'm going to take right here, but I have nothing else right now, and I'm just going to take it, and I'm going to regret it because I only land 2 shells for 1,300 damage, which is pretty much pathetic. And the game is actually going to come to an end right here. And sadly, before I even get to destroy this Fuso, this Fuso would have died right here with this volley. And you can see 987 and 991. I'm going to zoom in right about now, and I'm almost reloaded. 4 seconds off. Yeah, sad. But it was a great game and shows the strength of the North Carolina. It's not all about kills. You know, 4,100 experience, you know, 7 Citadels, Confederate, high caliber. Look at this. Base experience, 2,700, and that is really damn good. 146,000 total damage for AP, another 3,000 with HE. So with 150,000 total damage done, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please hit the thumbs up. It means a lot to me. As always, though, I'm the Flying Ross, and I'll check you next time on the high seas.